Hi everybody.
Hi.
I'm Angelique.
And I'm Lucy.
And we thought it'd be very handy to run through the basic requirements for our grade 1 ukulele course.
Okay, so first up, let's just have a little look at the strings. So open, they are G, C, E, and A. And they run from the top to the bottom. A little acronym we use to help us remember those are good children eat apples. G, C, E, A.
Now when we're teaching you chords, we'll make reference to your numbered fingers, and those are the fingers in your left hand, so the fingers which are holding the neck of the ukulele. We've got finger number 1, 2, 3 and 4. We'll also number the frets on the ukulele, 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. Now we're going to run through some basic chords, but I know some of you already know your basic chords, so if you feel that you don't need a recap of the basic chords, please fast forward to the strumming section as outlined below.
Okay, so for this video, we're going to be focusing on C, F, and G.
Okay, we'll start with chord C. So for chord C, we'll be using finger number 3, so that one, which we'll be pressing on the 3rd fret of the A string, which is there. Sounds like this. Now, if you ever hear any muting like this, it's generally because those fingers which are creating the chords are not pressing firmly enough, or they're lying down. So just adjust them until you've got clarity. And with any new chord that you learn, I would recommend that you pluck each string individually to make sure that it's lovely and clear before you strum. And then when you hear any muting, just make your adjustments. So that's the C chord.
Okay, so onto the F chord. You're going to take your first finger here on the 1st fret of the E string, just like that. And then you're going to take your 2nd finger and put it on the 2nd fret of the G string. And as Angelique said, ring through each of those strings first, just to make sure that you've got the clarity of the note before you strum the chord F.
And finally, the G chord is probably the most challenging of your first set of chords. Tend to think of it as a triangle shape, and you are using fingers number 1, 2 and 3. Finger number 1 goes onto the 2nd fret of the C string, like that. Finger number 2 goes onto the 2nd fret of the A string, like that. And finger number 3 then completes your triangle and goes onto the 3rd fret of the E string, like that. So then you can pluck each string individually to make sure it's nice and clear, making sure those fingers are standing up and pressing firmly so it's lovely and clear, and that is your G string. We're now going to run on to the strumming patterns that you will need for the next section.
Okay, so now we're going to move on to the strumming. So as we were using our left hand to hold the neck and to make the positions on the strings, we're going to use our right hand to strum.
Now, many people have different approaches to strumming, and you're going to need to find a style which suits you best. When I'm strumming, I tend to use my thumb, so I'm going down with the fleshy part of my thumb, and then when I go up, I'm using the thumbnail.
And I use my first finger, so I go down on the nail and then up on the fleshy part of that finger, so it sounds like that.
I don't know if there are any guitarists amongst you, but often the guitarists strum using their thumb and their first finger as if they are holding an imaginary plectrum, like that, which is absolutely fine. We won't be using plectrums in the grade 1 course because we will be combining finger picking and chords at the same time. So using your thumb or your first finger or the 2 fingers together is absolutely fine. Just go with what feels best to you.
Okay, so next up we're going to just think about where we're going to strum on the ukulele. So the sweet spot where we want you to play is where the fret neck, the fretboard meets the main body of the ukulele, and it's in this section here. So let's just have a little mute of the strings and just going to play it with your preferred finger down like this. And it's really important when you are strumming to make sure that your wrist is really loose, and you're going to be moving your wrist, not your whole hand. So you're going to be doing a very smooth, continuous motion as you strum very gently down each of the strings up and down.
Now, when you are developing your strumming, the first step is to make sure that you are totally comfortable with an up-down movement. Now, when you're practicing, it's quite useful, as Lucy did, just to mute the strings. So just literally press them gently across the strings. We're going to practice a continuous down-up movement like this. And that needs to be very, very comfortable, so you can play that for any length of time, and your arm and your hand and your wrist are all comfortable. Now, once you've cracked that with muted strings, I would recommend then trying it with a chord. So if we try that with a C chord, after 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, down, up, 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 down, up. Making sure that it's lovely and gentle, and that hand is really loose. Finishing after 1, 2, 3, 4. Well done.
Okay, so now we're going to move on to a slightly different strumming pattern, which is sometimes referred to as the island strum, or sometimes referred to as the calypso strum. And what that is it's down, down, up, down, up. Let's do that again. Down, down, up, down, up. So I'm going to show you what that's like on the strings. So we're just going to mute those strings, and we're going to use your fingers to strum down in that motion. So down, down, up, down, up. And let's try that again. Down, down, up, down, up. Okay, so let's try that now in a continuous motion. I'm going to count you in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down, down, up, down, up. Down, down, up, down, up. 1, 2, 3, and stop. Brilliant. Okay.
So once you've mastered that with the muted strings, again, try it with one of the chords. So if we try that on an F chord, we'll count you in. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, Keep going. 2 more. 1 more. And stop. Well done. So what we've showed you on strumming today is really a basic requirement. So to join the grade 1 course, you will require the C, F and G chord that we went through, and you will need to be able to play a down-up strumming motion as well as the island or calypso strum. All the other parts of your grade 1 course will be covered in our monthly sessions, so we'll build on all of those chords, and you will learn many, many new chords and many new strumming patterns and finger picking patterns. There'll also be more videos available for you to download for each section of your exam, and we'll tell you more about those when we see you. So we can't wait to get started, and we'll see you in your first session.
Bye.